running back. You look at league leaders and see his name. Third best in the league coming in. It's the Falcons in the pass, and it's all
well, nothing like some winter storms to change the complexion of a game before it begins, huh? We've got some snow greeting us for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
All set to go on a picturesque, snowy December day. And we're off and running from Gillette. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
From the 29. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
3rd and long for him here. Brought in right side by Kincaid. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Looking to return from the 29. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. First carry here for Braylon Allen. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Penix here from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
We'll go play action. Here's Penix. Got a man. It's Drake London. And he's taken down at the 30. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. Man in motion here. On first down, here's Penix. Got a man, it's London. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now. But will it stand? We got to see what this flag is all about. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this first and goal. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Penix working from the gun. The throw is caught. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
And again, it's Penix. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons have a great first drive and get the game's first points. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returnable from the 2. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Short throw, tipped. Oh, but he still got it.
Well, that short pass gets tipped, and you then don't have much time to react to the catch. But he brings it in anyway to save the completion.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Give to Williams from the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. The Falcons getting close, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. He has it at the 33. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And that passing touchdown he started this game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run the counter. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
Kate, you know by now I'm not shy about referencing movies during a game, and that run, that was a picture-perfect script. You get the defense thinking one thing, looking one way, then bam! You surprise them with a twist, head the other way for a big run.
Completed over the middle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Penix on 1st down. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Throw left side, complete. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
From the shotgun, Penix. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Allen. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-0 lead. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you. and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Falcons drive out to an early 14-0 lead. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Our score, 14-0. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Here's New England ready once again on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first, it's 2nd down. Looking to throw, Purdy. And oh, someone stepped in, it's intercepted. And the Falcons take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
The Falcons returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he's been putting together what should finish as a true standout campaign. Right now, top 5 across the league in rushing. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Play action, here's Penix. Flushed out of the pocket. This throw is cut. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Tight end going in motion here. Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Brought in right side. Touchdown, Atlanta! He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Tucker on for the extra point. Snowy weather, no problem for him on that point after. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And Brock, we got a pretty good idea how a lot of the playoff picture is going to shake out, but still some time left for things to change near the end of the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And no look there, that throw falls to the ground. Trying to get that one to Jalen Polk. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Takes it in at the 21. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Falcons ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Complete to Braylon Allen. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
2nd and 8. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Oh, he loses the football. Scooped up by the Patriots. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainers headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. Up the gut they go with Williams. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 21. He finds Kincaid. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here's 2nd and 11. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Falcons take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, okay, I guess we've got a couple of very giving teams today, Brock. One side coughs it up with a fumble, then the other side graciously hands it right back with the interception.
Hey, listen, if you like playmaking defenses, then you like this game right here. These defenses, they're the ones supplying the big plays, and they're putting their stamp on this game.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
From the 48. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Penix here from the gun. He has the first over the middle. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons were running away so far. We've got a 27-zip game. Drake London with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Falcons continue piling on to this lead.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. They crush him right along the 20. That is where their offense is going to take over. Running out now. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to hold him down near the line.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Finds Kincaid. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Gillette. The Patriots with a long ways to go for a score. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Now it's Purdy. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Falcons get it back on his 6th interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The visitors and Drake London headed back out onto the field. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Finally a rare win for them against this passing game, and a much-needed one to hopefully restore a little morale on that sidelines. 3 first-half touchdowns. They've been lit up like the 4th of July and really needed something that could be a foothold toward a little momentum before we get to halftime.
Trying again following the sack. Complete over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Trying to work quickly now. Penix on third down. That's caught for the first. And he'll go down here at the 16. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Offense to the line for second down. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Another try following the sack. Hits his running back. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. The early returns on the stat sheet have been good so far, partner. He's off to the exact kind of start they were hoping he'd have.
Yeah, you can just feel the rhythm, the timing, the tempo, and that ball is zipping all over the field.
Third down, it's Penix. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up 4th and long. So close to the end zone, but with time winding down, they're going to try for the field goal. From the left hash, 34 yards away. Bullock's kick is good. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
You know, you look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. All right, some adjustments in store, no doubt about that. They're headed to the locker room trailing as he kneels to end this first half. We've reached the midway point of this game. The visiting Falcons taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And that game tied 21-all in the second quarter. A lot of offense there. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Chiefs. Breece Hall, over 100 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdown runs. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Trey McBride, a touchdown reception. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 31. Fits it through the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
The give here on 2nd. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9. Penix working from the gun. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Patriots will take over as he records his first interception of our season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Gets this to Kincaid. Oh, this big guy is moving. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots start the second half with some needed points. Dalton Kincaid with a touchdown. On is Cade York for the PAT. No problem. No, the XP is good. And the Patriots get it back to a full 3 possessions now, 24 points. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense sent it back to the field, led by their receiver. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Simple dive up the middle. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. That one gains 7. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
This is Allen on the give. And this is a nice gain. That's stopped at the 47. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Running for the marker on 2nd. Open space inside the 40. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And the Falcons will have a 1st. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire. Getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Second down now, 7 to go. They send the tight end in motion. On the handoff, Allen. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons trying to end this before the final quarter. Drake London with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yeah.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons grow their lead yet again.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Patriots running their offense out there. And he's been the victim of 3 interceptions already in this game, Brock. Passing lanes kind of reminding me of LA traffic. Pretty hazardous throughout this game.
Yeah, just a mess and nowhere to go. And it's an awful place both on the highway. And trust me, when you're in the pocket looking at this defense, too, it's miserable. Everything's been contested. Everything's been hard. No gimmies. It's a real testament to the work this secondary has done to prepare for this matchup.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Escapes the pocket. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
From the 30 on 2nd down. He gets it into the hands of Jalen Polk. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Pretty throwing here on first. That's Kincaid with a catch out left. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They go with Williams on the counter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. No one around. He's got space. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, one of the best of them take advantage of it.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Falcons take over as he records his 10th career INT.
4 picks, 1 game. Hey, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Penix. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out of bounds after getting across the 45. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They send a man in motion. Play action. Here's Penix. Finds a seam down the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's Falcons football as we start the 4. They hold a commanding advantage here. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They've got a man in motion. They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. Give him 9 yards there, partner. A strong gain. And now a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
3rd and 4 coming up now. From the shotgun, Penix. He completes it in traffic. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That's good for 7 yards. And the Falcons will have a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. Second down now, 7 to go. Penix now to throw. Flush down now to his left. And he pushes it all the way to the goal line, but goes out at the 1. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that 1st down anyway.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons running them out of the building. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Tucker on for the extra point. Extra point is good in this wintry weather. And the Falcons continue adding on to that lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Jackson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Patriots offense all set to go. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Purdy setting up that play action. On target to his man Polk. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a New England 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Purdy on 1st down. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. They'll run here on first down. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. And this is now a 100-yard game for him after that last carry. Man, what a strong day he's had running it for this offense. Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, here's Penix. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Catch is made in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Kid, I was on the field, the young high school quarterback, just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other.
And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons throwing 6 more on the blowout. Drake London with the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. 3 touchdown catches in one game is rare air, Brock. Safe to say most guys who retire can name every time they did that here in the NFL.
Yeah, I hope he remembers it, but also remember this. Receivers, they're a dependent position. They're dependent on the guys doing their job up front. They're dependent on the quarterback putting it on the spot. And usually, when you reach a milestone like this, you love to share it with everybody else. And my guess?
The kicker gets it. Oh, it looks like he's going to throw it. Got it inside the 10. And he won't be able to reach the end zone, so their first 2-point try of the afternoon comes up empty.
You know, that's a call you might see in the college game, but it's pretty dead and gone from the NFL, and for good reason. Even catching him off guard, the chance for success, extremely low.
Jackson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. First down throw by Purdy. Completed over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 28. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Purdy to throw it. He finds Kincaid. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
To throw again, it's Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Dalton Kincaid, the intended target there. And now it's 2nd down. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about.
And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. He slides to a stop after a great run, but still not quite enough for that first down. So out now comes the punter. Michael Dixon will kick it away. And he sends it up amongst the flurries of snow. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup. Then they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 31. That's incomplete left side. Not on the same page with his tight end. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught for the first. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Falcons moments away from celebrating their 14th win this season. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. And they'll kneel this down.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back. And this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. He fields it cleanly. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That just misses the 50 mark, gets a 49-yard punt. And the Pats will take over. Now Purdy. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And these guys don't normally have to deal with the wintry weather when they take the field, but they adapted marvelously to these adverse conditions and get to take a win home now to their much warmer temperatures. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. A well-earned win for the Falcons, as with that, we'll sign off from New England.
Don't make me come down there.